Welcome to the Critical Minds on Union Television. I am Onyinye Ezlofo, and we are discussing the topic citizens' participation in governance. We already started the first episode, and today we still have other things to talk about. And I am glad we have Mr. Jude here with us. And I am really interested in knowing the political party system in Nigeria. So, during the previous elections, we had a lot of people on the list, a lot of parties. Now be wondering, color, red, white, and green, yellow, orange, and black. What's happening? Where are all these people? But we just know three.
Right.
I mean, we recently knew one. It was, if it's not this, it's this. All of a sudden, a new party came. But the others, where did they come from?
Very good question. I mean, so we practice democracy, right? And you are allowed to run for office. And in the situation whereby you are not able to do so, you are allowed to leverage the Independent National Electoral Commission. So you're able to work with them to create your own political party. There are requirements to that. So if you meet those requirements, you know, the framework allows you to create a political party. So yeah, that's what you've seen. A lot of parties actually do exist, but I think there are about 100 plus parties, but that was before. They had been deregistered.
Okay.
Deregistration of those parties happened after the realization that they are not really getting the support of the people and they are not coming forth based on the requirements of having or running a political party. For example, winning a political party seat, like either in the House of Rep or House of Assembly or at local government level, you must win one seat to remain as a valid political party. So what we found is that that is not the case. Then there is the factor of the onboarding of these political parties into the ballot paper, right?
Okay.
Now, because there are a lot, it's costing Nigeria more money to produce a large ballot paper. So why do you spend money on a ballot paper to accommodate a political party that will not win one seat? So these were conversations that had happened, and some of these political parties were deregistered from about 100 plus to now 19 of them. And each of these have won certain seats at different levels.
Okay, even if they don't have seats currently.
If you don't have seats currently, you're not valid.
Oh.
And those that are not valid have been deregistered. They are among the list of deregistered parties.
Okay, so how do young people participate actively in the political party system? Because within the party system, it seems there is a caucus thing.
That is very correct. I will take us back to 2018 when we had joined YAGA Africa to advocate and campaign for the Not Too Young to Run bill. The Not Too Young to Run bill at the time sought to reduce the age of elective officials, those running for office. Because we always say that the youth are the future, but the future is now here. We are not seeing the youth. So apparently to onboard the youth, there has to be a legal framework that brings them into the system. So it was important that we have the Not Too Young to Run bill. And YAGA has been pursuing this bill for the past 10 years prior to 2018.
Okay.
So we just joined them in campaigning for that bill to be signed. I remember traveling to Abuja to go and protest, at the National Assembly, and led by Samson Itodo at the time, amazing young man. And I am so happy that the bill was passed. Now, participation, it became evident that yes, you are young, but to run political party system and come into either emerge as a as a party candidate,
Yes.
it takes a lot. It's a huge investment you have to make, by the way.
Wait, what kind of investment? Investment in yourself?
No, investment in the party. So what we did as a civil society organization was to create what we call the YIP Fund. The YIP Fund is a ready-to-run initiative of YIP Africa. The idea is to support young people who are running for office. So what we've done is also to renegotiate young people's participation, leveraging the party systems. This includes for political parties to have an affirmative action for young people, saying that, oh, amongst the list of elective positions we have, we want to affirm that 30% goes to young people. What that also means is if House of Assembly position falls under the 30%, how much is House of Assembly expression of interest form? For example, if it's 10 million or 5 million, can you bring it down at 70% discount so that these 30% young people are able to afford this expression of interest form? So these were the conversations we were having on behalf of young people that I don't even know where they are. But I believe a lot of young people have proven themselves to be worthy enough to emerge as candidates. I believe that there are a lot of Nigerians who want to do good. There are a pool of them at different places who deserve to emerge as leaders. But if the system has a friction, our job as advocates for young people is to try to clear those paths, and that was what we were doing for young people.
Okay, so when you said that there are young people who are interested in being part of the party system and they have huge investments to make. So besides paying for the form, what other investments are they to make in the party?
Okay. This is a very dicey question because you don't get to talk about this outside. It is until you get in before you realize. By the way, the day you choose to run for office is when you really are exposed to the actual politicking and its investment. For example, everything rise and fall on your table. The party wants pen, comes to your table.
All the aspirants?
Yes. The party wants to do a press conference, comes to your table. The party needs to be on TV, your table. The party wants to do anything, your table. It wants to host the National Executive Council meeting, your table. National Executive Council meeting meaning executives are not from one state, for example. They are all over the place in Nigeria. Logistics, you have to pay for them to come into, for example, in Abuja. Everybody comes to Abuja. As a candidate, you pay for everybody to come.
Okay.
You are going
Let
to
me
pay.
Understand. As a candidate, you know, is it for the primaries or if I'm contesting as probably
the day you pick expression of interest form.
You know, about 5 people pick this form.
You have the 5 of you
will be funding it.
I've just said that, dear political party, your bank has arrived. We are now your treasury to milk. Do you understand?
Okay, so they will fund everything individually.
Yes. Because the political party executives are going to be interacting with them not as a collective, but as individuals. And different information are passed down to each and everyone at different points, at different frequency. This is a strategy to give you a upper hand than the other person. At the end of the day, you want to be emerged as a candidate. So highest bidder, the more money you invest, the bigger your chances.
Like the more parties you fund, the more conferences you can host, then you have more chances of buying the heart of the party members.
Exactly.
Awesome. After people, the aspirants now have their forms and they are now going through the INEC screening, they would still be hosting those party events and paying for all of that.
Yes.
And at the end, some of them will be disqualified.
Yes.
So is there a compensation plan or something?
Short answer, no. There's no compensation plan. It's like an investment. So as an investor, investing in your business, investing in a venture, investing in anything, investing in your woman, for example, when we bring it to relationships, you realize that some investments yield return, some don't. So you cut your losses and move on.
We're talking about the interest and then the people.
One, there is a responsibility you have as an elected official to the people, to the state. And there is a responsibility you have to the party. It's usually not, they are independent of themselves, and it's clearly defined. So there is what we call your security votes. Security votes is an allocation you get for security votes, literally. And the only way you can utilize your security vote is to be in alignment with your political party and ensuring that the party have the resources they need to ensure that, because you are representing the party in government, the party must be kept afloat, right? Because they have people, they have responsibilities too. Within your administration, you have, you are going to experience some economic downtime. What does that mean? Some of the decisions you make may either increase your party membership or decrease the party membership. For example, in Nigeria currently, I am sure that a lot of people prior to Goodluck Jonathan, the amount we buy water for, I think this was 50 naira at the time. And then pure water was like 5 naira at the time. I mean, sachet water was like 5 naira at the time. And over a couple of years, right now, this has gone about 200%, 300% increase. I've seen that over time. And the sachet water I've also seen exponentially increase over time. Now, it begs the question, my economic status and my party affiliation and which administration is creating all these changes in my purchasing power, then I can now choose whether or not should I still stay and loyal to that party, or should I decamp to another party, another ideology that aligns with me and my current realities. So you will find people either disassociate themselves from the APC. I am sure that the issue about Ndume in the Senate is a reflection of what this means. For him to speak up against the party and against Mr. President means he's betraying the party. And you're going to find people like him, even at grassroots level, who are decamping even without even voicing it out.
So what he said, was he wrong?
In politics, there is always, what do I call it now? Expressions of your thoughts and opinions when it suits you and when you disagree. So because there are some decisions the party has made that he is in disagreement with, doesn't negate the fact that he is immune to what he has been doing from the entire party system. For example, he's one of the senior senators. By the way, when the day you emerge as a National Assembly member, you will realize that politics has level. At your state constituency representation, when you get there, within yourself, there are other politics you have to play. There are hierarchies. So it was one of those who some other senator had allegedly indicted to have padded the national budget because about 500 million naira was allocated, extra allocation to senior senators.
Okay. So if we have extra allocations for senior senators, are they doing anything differently?
It's an allegation. And that senator was also sanctioned as well. So we can't, that's why I said alleged. Okay. It's public knowledge.
It's not something we're holding on to.
Yeah.
Well, I have this concern about sit tight in power because it seems anyone that gets in doesn't know the way out.
You have what?
Sit tight in power.
Sitting tight in power.
Yes. They get in and the door disappears.
It depends on what you mean. If you're saying that people will want to go for second term.
They want to go for this 16th term. If it's possible.
No. Well, so they have a limitation that they can go. So you only have 2 terms, right? So it depends on what office you're running for. But when it comes to legislature, you can be there for 500 years.
And that's the concern, right? Because you have Senate presidents who have been there for a very long time. So how do you check these people and kick them out? So other people who can do the work that people can see, not the work that is only done within the conference room. Other people can benefit from, like citizens can benefit from, and new people can get in. Because if you're not coming out, other people cannot come in. So they are there.
And the first thing you do as a citizen, citizen who have this concern, is to please visit your app store and download CAP, C-A-P-P. Download CAP and go and click join a political party. So you start from there. By joining a political party, we give you access to an array of opportunities to share your concerns and make you visible to party members and potentially become an elected official. Then you can go and replace that person you think has been there for a long time, so that you can now begin to implement or contribute in any way you can to advance democratic values beyond what the person is doing. So while it's okay for us to talk about them and what they do from the outside, you can't change nothing from the outside. You can only replace someone from the inside. And the first thing you must do is visit CAP, download it, and join a political party.
Awesome. So we're talking about joining the political party and ensuring that you join one particular party at least. So you're looking around to see what party best suits you, and not just what party is in the face of people. But there is this bias with joining parties because it's about what have they done. It's just one seat they have, they can kick you out. But then what's the formula for growth?
So the formula for growth, and this is very important, the formula for growth for especially recessive political party, I call them recessive because people don't really know them or they have less representation in government, right? So the thing about recessive political parties is that they must ensure they grow their membership base. And again, they must learn to leverage CAP on this. Each political party, each valid political party currently must ensure that their members or prospective individuals are able to go and join their own political party from CAP. So if a political party is there putting out marketing materials, you are able to add CAP to it and say, join us through CAP. Do you understand? It is the more members you have, the more chances you get to find potential leaders.
But do you think political parties market when it's no election period?
Exactly my point, which is why CAP is coming to change that entire narrative. Because you only feel the presence of these groups during every election year. After that, post-election, everything goes back to status quo. We must change that. Is why the citizens' application for political participation exists. And citizens must learn to leverage it.
So what, in your opinion, do you think the future for young people as it concerns election and participating in election is? Because from what happened in the previous election, we had a lot of people, a lot of citizens, especially young people who were out there, they slept there, they were under the rain, they wanted to get this thing right. So do you think with everything that happened, they still have this zeal? So
a lot of young people are discouraged from participating in governance. And it's important for you to know that it's a strategy. With all your hyped energy, trying to do the right thing, participating, ensuring, some people were even bringing their generators,
yes,
to power the beavers system, putting lights, internet, you were sharing. So young people have that capacity to change this narrative. But in the event that the outcome they desire is not being met, you must learn that that is a strategy to kill your energy. But don't give up. The more representation of young people we have in different government agencies, the better our chances. You must now graduate from just providing generator and providing internet to now being on the ballot paper, meaning you are running for office, meaning you are joining a political party, meaning you are emerging to go and address these challenges you think we have that is seemingly looking like a rocket science. So while we talk and know about the problems, we must now learn to participate in solving it.
That's true. Because after that, many people feel, no, this is my first and last. And we had a lot of first-time voters.
Yes.
A good number of them were first-time.
Yes.
And you're wondering, how old is this person? This person is not just 20. Why have you not been voting? I don't like them. So whether or not you vote, someone still comes in.
Yeah.
We're going on a short break now. And when we come back from this break, we have other things you need to hear. Stay with us. Welcome back to The Critical Minds. We're still discussing citizens' participation in governance, and we're talking about young people being part of the system. But sometimes when young people are able to get in, like you said, besides offering their generators and all of that and internet, they're able to get in. It's now expensive to carry out campaigns because campaigns requires huge funding, particularly women.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's stereotype. Yes, it is. That women are not so qualified for certain positions. They can be anything else but not governor or president. Why?
Well, I will disagree that women are very competent and they have proven that, over time.
But not over time.
Yes.
Have we had female presidents?
No, we haven't, but we've had female presidential candidates.
I know we have them, but there's this thing about a man contesting and like, okay, we can choose him or this person. And there's this thing about a woman and a man. What is she doing here?
I don't.
That's the first energy you get. I know. If you don't know, I know. Right?
Well. I can't confirm that because I have seen cases where men, especially political leaders, push for women representation.
Yes.
So there's what they call E for She initiative.
I know.
Good. And you have the Orleans. Orleans is African Women Leadership Network. Now, E for She supports Orleans 100%. Now, the African Women Leadership Network is made up of first ladies, senators who are women, women in power, women in House of Rep and National Assembly. Literally all women driven, the UN Women and these organizations. And then Elect Her is a civil society organization also pushing for this entire narrative. And they have been pushing for an affirmative action for women, and they have capped it at 35%. And this 35% affirmative action is going to be discussed by majority men in the National Assembly. And so far, the conversation has moved drastically to a progressive stage. So I don't think that men deliberately downplay women representation. We support them, and you can see that in some of the appointments that has been going, about a national level. And then you can see that at state, you find some women who are deputy governors, right? Lagos, the past administration, I think a woman was a deputy governor, some past administration. And you find different parastatals led by women. The current head of civil service is a woman. They just appointed, I think the former is another woman. So you have women as Minister for Finance, and they have been very good with finance. Okonjo-Iweala had led that. You have Kemi Adeosun at some point. Then you have the woman from the north, I think Mrs. Amina or something. I'm not sure about her name.
We have Amina, the one at the United Nations?
No, not that.
Okay.
She was in environment before she went to the UN. So we've had good women representation. And I think that women need to take on more responsibilities to come forth. It's very important. And I have seen this in different cases wherein we're discussing about some leadership role and you find women relegating from these responsibilities. They have to come, it has to come from a personal conviction saying, I want to do this, I can do this, and actually come forward to express your interest. It is when you are not there, nobody's going to, I told you, power is not served. They don't give, you have to come and take it. It's important that you are there, present, show up and take it. And we need a lot of women to come forward and do that.
Yes, we have a lot of women who are stepping out. Now, I'm not disputing the fact that we have women who are in positions of power. But there are key positions of power.
For example?
Let's say you can have a female deputy governor, but how about she being the governor and then working with other deputy, irrespective of gender?
On gender, I have different opinions on that. Again, the emergence of a candidate, a gubernatorial candidate, is a function of your party politics. So if the women in the party come together to say, guys, we have been in this party for long, it's important that we have a woman who emerge as governor. Is a party politics. You must play it. It's important. So what that means is that you have to now increase women representation in delegates appointments, because there are sometimes you appoint your delegates who will vote to emerge a candidate. So women must be very strategic. It's beyond wishing or feeling, feels good to have. Oh, it would be nice to have a woman as a governor. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the work. How can you strategically position women, its caucuses, in the political system and framework to emerge a woman candidate? That must happen first before you talk about general elections. So the women must do the work in the party first to emerge a woman as a gubernatorial candidate to now run for governorship.
But you know, it's not something they can do independently, because if you say the women caucus, or probably the women in their caucuses can have someone they're projecting. Now, it's a game of numbers in parties.
Yes.
So how are they able to project when probably a part of them it's not in support of them? Because we still have this African narrative about probably where women should be.
So there are narratives that can be speculative. It doesn't mean it's fact. Where the fact is that there is an equal access to expression of interest form, equal access to campaign within the party, equal access to do consultation outside of the party, equal access to recruit your members who will be, by your side to vote for you during the party primaries. These are equally distributed. So what women should be doing is to agreeing at party level to go and pick up a gubernatorial expression of interest form and fill it for a woman. Within yourselves, get more women representatives, because actually, I think women are more populated in politics than men, because we have men have special provision for women representation. Like, it's a demographic you cannot ignore. Your success is hinged on women representation. The day women stop supporting you, I think you're as good as dead. And this also is applicable in the private sector. My best clients are women. Basically, that's a fact. And these are qualified, powerful women that I think will make fine leadership, that can do great in leadership positions, basically. So we need to see the reflection at party level, then emerge to become a candidate. You'll see a woman running for the office position.
Awesome. It's really been an interesting conversation around citizens and their participation in governance. So to you who is listening, you know what to do now. Get into politics, get involved in politics, and you can start by registering with a party. You need a party, and you can go on CAP to register to get one. And for that woman who is listening, it's possible. If you're willing to do it, then you can go ahead and do it, irrespective of whatever you think the odd is. There are people to support you, but you need to get registered first. You push people forward, you pave the way for yourself also. And this brings us to the end of the program for today. Thank you for joining us on The Critical Minds. I'm glad to have you, Mr. Jude.
Thank you very much.
For more interesting episodes, you can follow us across all our social media platforms. And yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, I am Onyinye Ezlofo. And until I see you again, keep watching The Critical Minds on Union Television.